starting first with COVID-19, and as you enter now what has to be, if not one of the most unpredictable seasons because of it. Talk about COVID-19 and all that you've had on your plate.
Well, you're right, JB. There's a lot of uncertainty with COVID-19. A lot of things change quickly, a lot of things that you have difficulty planning for. You have 3,000 athletes that are about to start into camps, and you want to ensure the safety of those athletes, the coaches, all the medical personnel that support them, and other personnel. So we really have to really put that number one in making sure that we do everything to ensure their safety. And then second, they're just the usual challenges that you have with any start of any season, and you combine the two, and it's quite a challenge. But the uncertainty for us, the way we focus on that is not to try to plan too far ahead. Don't project that we're going to be here at a particular time, because it could be completely different. What we wanted to do is try to stay on schedule as much as possible, stay committed to playing a full season, and do that safely. And so you saw it in the draft as example this spring. People didn't think we could do the draft in a format where everybody was at home. And it was a technological challenge for us, but it was also a challenge for all of our clubs to understand how to do this. And could we do this effectively and intelligently? And so that was really a big challenge for us, and we pulled it off. And maybe our most successful draft ever, even from the standpoint of the popularity and the viewers, which was over 55 million people to watch that. And I think it gave the general public a break from the daily COVID-19 grind and the terrible and difficult news that we were all hearing, and the uncertainty. And it gave people a chance to sort of say, this is why we love football. This is why we love sports. This is part of what we really want back into the normality. And so I think that's what our football season is going to be. It's going to be doing it safely and trying to bring people some normality and some excitement and some distraction from some of the difficult issues we all face.
Roger, you mentioned the very successfully executed NFL draft virtually. That is a major check, if you will, in the box of innovation and what you guys showed. It also showed the strength of the popularity of that sport, and that was phenomenal. So you adjusted to some very challenging circumstances here and did it quite effectively. And let me just ask very briefly, again, you've got, I call it an accordion plan in place with the ideal of starting on time. We know that there's not going to be a preseason. That just happened recently, longer training camps with respect to that. Roger, that accordion plan, was that a lot of hair pulling as well, with all of the folks engaged into what might happen, the unexpected, if you will?
JB, I think you have to plan for the unexpected, because really nobody, the public health officials have done a great job of trying to give us as much information to keep safe and to adjust our lives and the way we do things. But now we have to adjust the way the National Football League operates, and that includes how we go to training camp. That we have spent an enormous amount of time with the Players Association and with all of our medical experts, which are the best in the world, best in class, and really putting together protocols that are going to make sure that we change the way we do business. We change the way all personnel are going to interact once they leave our facilities. All of those things came together in a way that I think represent the best in class. We have the best testing and the best partner in doing that. And we're going to be testing our athletes as they walk in to our facilities on a daily basis for the first 3 weeks until we have a real good sense of where those numbers are. And do we have a control of that? Because we will have positive tests. But I think what we've done here is taken the best experts in the world and put together the best protocols so that we ensure their safety and we can have a full season. And yes, it's an accordion in some ways, because we're still going to have to adjust to things that we can't foresee. And when those occur, we have great protocols in place. And if there's not, we're going to have to adjust and put a protocol in place.
Your involvement with all of your partners, you're very democratic, participatory in that process as you outline how decisions are made. Nothing more challenging facing this country right now than the systemic inequalities, the racial injustice, etc. You spoke very boldly and frankly about that. And I know you well enough to know that that was very personal. Just give a highlight as our country looks at what we need to do to play on the same team in the sports vernacular, to be unified. What factored into a very personal discussion, sharing of your feelings as you did recently?
Well, JB, I was speaking personally, but I was also speaking as a commissioner of the National Football League. These values are what I believe in personally, and I believe the National Football League believes and represents every day. As you know, over 70% of our players are African American. They do extraordinary things, and we have tremendous respect for them. And we didn't come to this issue recently, JB. As you know, we've been working with our players and the Players Coalition in particular, but all of our players, to bring awareness to the issues that are really so difficult for our country to grasp and to solve. And now is the time. And I think we have to participate in that, and we have to try to make our world better. It's about respect, JB, at the end of the day. It's about respecting everybody you're dealing with, and making sure that we're working together to make our society better. And in our case, the NFL better, but our communities better too, which is we care about deeply. And so racism, there's no place for racism. There's no place for oppression. We need to make sure that we're doing the things necessary to make sure that we are building communities that can sustain themselves for the long term. We're respecting people, and we're treating people as equals. And that's what happens on the football field. It's what happens with football teams. They're blacks and whites playing together. They're people coming from different backgrounds. They work together, and they try to win, and they respect one another. And that's something we have to take to the broader society so that we can live in communities that respect one another, and frankly, give everyone an opportunity to be successful and to be who they are.
There are many of us who have seen that firsthand. Certainly, you reference working with the Players Coalition, and there are many who are thankful because they're working through the system to make significant changes. And I know you're very proud of that.